Here's the start point, just a basic Adobe stock image. First thing to do, just create a pattern. Just go over here and layer, and down here to new pattern, layer from selection. And that will create a pattern that you can use at the full size of the image. But you can also use a selection to start with. So let's just go over here and select a part of it. So I'm just going to select, say, this part. And now layer and new pattern layer from selection. And I think this creates a more interesting sort of texture design than just the whole image. And I can resize this. I can resize this all kinds of ways. And it's live, so I can keep it live and use it in distortions. So the next thing to do is just to drag it down below that image. So got the image there, the pattern is below it. And you see if you select it, you can resize it and do other things. But I'm just going to use it now straight away. So let's just go to filters and then down to distort and then down to displace. Just down here. And then just click here, load maps from layers beneath. And you can see then you get this effect. So you get some interesting effects straight away from just that pure S there. Let's just cancel. Next thing to do, just go back, and now you can of course manipulate it without actually seeing it. I can see the design. I know what it's sort of going to look like, but let's just show you. So now what you can do, you can reduce it, maybe make it smaller. You can rotate it as well. So maybe have it at an angle. So you can again use displacement with that. So background, gain, filters, go to distort, and then down to displace again. And with this, you can change strength, load map from layers beneath. And of course, I can't see it. So let's just make certain it's active. Now you can see it. Does help. Okay. So now you can see your distortion applied at an angle. And then click apply. Now, you don't have to keep that. Obviously, you can just undo that. Well, also what you can do is you can blur that pattern design. But if you blur it just normally, just go and blur it, that's it. It changes from a pattern into a pixel layer. But what you can do is you can go here and you can go to layer and down here to new live filter layer and blur and say Gaussian blur. So Gaussian blur, and you can just blur it. Now that blurs it like that. And it's applied there. Now you can, if you want, you don't have to keep it like that. You can simply just select it here and just drag it above. You might prefer that. The result slightly different. I'm just going to do that. Just keep it there. Pattern is still available. So now when you go to background, again, let's activate it again. Filters, and then down to distort and displace. And here you can then just change that again. Load maps from layers beneath. That's the key thing, layers beneath. And then you get this. So you can get all kinds of different designs simply by just adding a blur into the equation as well. And click apply. Now, let's undo that. This pattern can still be manipulated. So let's just go back again so you can see it. And now I can resize it maybe to make it like that. Or maybe shear it or apply effects. So you don't have to keep it like this. Now, as soon as you do that, of course, you have lost the S. But let's just go and filters and down to distort and mirror say. So you can apply effects like that, and you can see now you get this sort of effect, and you can move this around, maybe go for different inputs, maybe create something like that, maybe increase that. And you can see a variety of different designs can be created. Now, of course, once you've done this, the mirror effect, that's what you've got. You've got that design. You can't undo. Unfortunately, there is no mirror feature, a live one. It would be really nice, but there is no feature for that. So go with something like that and then click apply. This design can then be used as well. So again, you can go back here, just click here, make certain you select the layer. That's the key thing. Filters, and then go to distort and again down to displace. And then with that, you can then change this, that layer map, and you've got that design instead. So a variety of different designs can be created very, very quickly using this approach and undo. Now, of course, also what you can do is you can use blending as well. Hope you're finding this video of interest. Any thoughts, questions, please put in the comments below. A like or dislike, always appreciated. And also please subscribe to the channel, always adding new videos all the time. Now, back to the video. So Blend modes. What can you do? Simply resize this, move this around, change this, tweak it in all kinds of ways. But you can also then go to Gaussian blur, click there, double click here. You can change the setting, modify this, but you can also change blend mode. So let's just go through it. And as you do that, you can see what happens. It just changes it here. And maybe go with like overlay. I'm just going to go with overlay, but you can see you can create a variety of different designs. But also this pattern, it's still live. So if you got over here and got the move tool selected, you can always go to mirror as well. So you might decide, you know what, I prefer a mirror design. So it's a more symmetrical, lovely like design like that. And again, you can still continue to manipulate it if you want. And then again, just go back here to the background. Let's just activate that again. And this time filters, go down here to distort and then displace. Exactly the same as before, low maps from layers beneath. You can see then you get this design. Unfortunately, one thing I think that's really missing would be an angle feature. You got strength, and you can see if you do strength like this, you can see it moves back and forth. It'd be brilliant if you could move it around and change the angles. Also, another option, maybe if it had like deform features where you can add pins with different strengths in different areas. So you could make a stronger sort of displacement in one area, maybe a lighter displacement in another area. Just some of the things that I would love to see in Affinity Photo. Sadly, unavailable at the present. Okay, so you got this, apply it, and you got this. Well, what you can also do, of course, is you can go over here, darken, and you can run through and blend. Now, if you had kept a copy, and I can quickly show you, do that. Let's just undo that, go back here. I can always duplicate this, so layer, and then go down here to duplicate. So I've duplicated that layer, and I can put it down below. Got that design. I can then go back here. I don't want this active, so I'm just going to turn that off, but I'm just going to go with this one. Filters, gain, distort, and displace. And just drag that again. Low map from beneath, you've got that effect. Click apply. Now, what you can also do is you've got blends. So I'm just going to go here, layer, and fade displacement map, so I can fade it. And you can see now you got it faded with this effect in between there. So you can just run through there, maybe go with linear burn. Yeah, it creates a nice effect there. And you can see, just tweak that and change that. Click apply. And you can bring this back in and maybe deactivate that, the pattern. Don't need that anymore. You've just got the distortion, but you can combine it. Maybe have the two, maybe just move the pattern as well. Don't have to have it in the same position. So you could just reposition it, then go up here, maybe use different blend modes with that. And you can see just combinations of using blend modes, different ways. You can create a variety of different designs, negation, etc. And still continue to move and manipulate this design. Maybe make that bigger, maybe make this blurred, apply effects to it, etc. Hope you found this of interest.